Currently, in Riley County, we are monitoring 22 people, and we still have 28 tests pending.
Out of concerns for COVID-19, Manhattan City Commissioners voted Thursday to revoke permits.
CDC recommends wearing cloth-based coverings.
We can't control some of these other things. We can't control a virus that may or may not evolve, may or may not come to Manhattan.
The Riley County Health Department issued a stay-at-home order on Friday, which will stay in place until April 12th. Stay-at-home orders have been extended again until May 3rd as the COVID-19 pandemic continues.
The public was recently able to put a local face to the COVID-19 pandemic over the weekend.
That fear and anxiety is real, and it's okay to feel it, but understand that we're all in this together.
Well, I think when COVID first started, it was just such a shock, and everything was so unknown and chaotic, and nobody knew what to do. Nobody really knew what we were facing and how serious it could be. We have so many small businesses in town, restaurants, folks that are having to close their doors because we're all locked down, and how are they gonna get by?
For any business, you've got people. You have your team, your employees. I think that's the first thought through any employer's minds. How am I gonna take care of my team? How am I gonna take care of my staff who are counting on me to pay their rent, their mortgage, whatever that might be?
At the time, obviously it was 2 weeks to flatten the curve, and so you're like, well, we try to be very conservative with our money and make sure that we are, have stuff for a rainy day. So I wasn't super concerned, but obviously, as we all know, 2 weeks turned into much longer than 2 weeks.
I had been working on building a business for myself as a makeup artist, providing makeup services for, weddings, photography, and I had finally gotten myself to a good point. And I had lost a lot of business because things had closed down.
I think our biggest concern was how are we going to continue to help our clients?
We knew that we were going to have new clients, people we had never seen before, because it was affecting a lot more people in our community.
And we felt like we needed to do something. That we had the ideas, that we had the motivation, and that we couldn't just sit by and watch our neighbors suffer.
Initially, it was just kind of mini chaos in trying to anticipate what does this look like and how are we going to be at the ready to help.
It became apparent pretty quickly that things were going to change, and we knew right away that we wanted to be there for the community. We didn't know how that looked or what it would end up being, but we knew that no matter what happened, the Community Foundation would be there to help.
I was served with a 3-day notice to vacate or pay my balance to stay in my home. Even though I worked hard to still keep up with what I could, so I decided to reach out to Shepherd's Crossing.
With the Disaster Recovery Fund, we have done a lot with Shepherd's Crossing, and we have given them, I think it's about $130,000, and I think they've kept over 200 families out of homelessness from that fund.
It really brings that peace of mind knowing that there were people there on the front line to come in, step in, and say, hey, we got you. It was such a relief in every way.
Without those funds, I'm not sure, not to sound too dramatic, what would have happened to a lot of those clients. But without a doubt, it had a dramatic and huge impact on the lives of our clients.
We've also worked with Common Table, and they've been doing takeout meals, And we've given them about $30,000 for that. So thousands of people have gotten food because of the fund.
It was really quite a godsend, to be perfectly honest. We were getting to that point of, are we going to be able to continue this? Now suddenly we had a way to be able to ensure that, yes, the next 3 months, we are absolutely going to be able to feed people every single night.
So I got COVID. After that, it was just isolation and isolation, isolation. RCHD would call us every day, every couple of days or so, see how we were doing, check up on us, stuff like that. And the one contact that was calling me had mentioned, hey, is there anything I can do for you? Are you good on groceries? And I had just run out of groceries actually that day. And she said, well, if you're low on groceries, we can send you a box, like a care package of a bunch of groceries and stuff.
So the Manhattan Soup Kitchen got together the volunteers to go grocery. They spoke with Hy-Vee. They set up the grocery shopping. They put the boxes together. They delivered the boxes to the health department campus. So all that stuff was brought in. And I think at last count, like probably well over 2,000 meals were served to people in need during their isolation or quarantining.
Nanette clearly stated the need. Elaine offered all the assistance that she could with GMCF, and honestly, it just happened.
Yeah.
It was super quick, efficient, and it happened. We made it happen, and everybody did.
Hey guys, Shelly Williams here with Manhattan Soup Kitchen again. We are out of food. We are out of food boxes. It's not quite noon yet, and all of the 833 grocery food boxes have been handed out to community members.
So when I first heard about MHK Together, I instantly loved the idea for a couple reasons, but primarily it was easy for people to support us by buying gift cards, but to match the funds of people buying gift cards that will then go to people who are in more need than we are for food. And that's just an amazing, not every community has that, and we are very fortunate to live in Manhattan. But this is an awesome opportunity. Once again, Manhattan just rises to the top, comes through and does something really awesome that's gonna help out a lot of people in our community. And you can all do it by buying something you might have bought anyway at a later date.
You know, this program was tremendous in my mind because it got support to people who needed it now. We can act, and we can act quickly and effectively and efficiently.
The first day of MHK Together, I think we did $12,000 or $13,000 of business, just in the form of gift cards, and we thought that was a good day. And then the next day, I think we did 15, and then the next day, I think we did 20, and it just kept growing.
Again, thank you for your support, not only for going on there and shopping with us, but for shopping with other people and really making a difference.
We had 7 major donors, and as of today, 1,088 households have been helped with that funding.
I think COVID and the pandemic and frankly other things that transpired in 2020 really shined a glaring and ugly light on things that we as a society have either ignored or weren't aware of or weren't thinking about for a very long time.
The Greater Manhattan Community Foundation has such an important role in not only inspiring and moving things forward, but in helping people understand what it is that is needed.
How do we begin to branch out and share that with our community so that if we find ourselves in a situation like this again, we know where to go and we know where to start, and then we strengthen those programs from there.
When you think about the fact that we have an organization like the Greater Manhattan Community Foundation that brings people together, that helps solve problems, that provides this platform to take care of those without, it's a tremendous statement for just how great of a community we truly have.
Going forward, I think we all know that even if there's not a disaster happening, there's always something that needs to be done in a community to make it a better place. So I think if we could overcome all the obstacles in 2020 with COVID going on, then there's really should be nothing to stop us from achieving great things when we don't have a disaster to deal with.